plant parts. Not all parts of a plant are consumed. We eat roots like radishes, stems like sugarcane, flowers like cauliflower, and seeds like beans. This variety highlights the incredible diversity of plant-based food sources. People's food habits depend on their environment and culture. For instance, coastal regions favor fish due to its abundance, while dry regions rely more on grains and pulses. This diversity is a reflection of how humans adapt to their surroundings for sustenance. The chapter also discusses the importance of understanding the food chain. A food chain shows how energy flows from one organism to another. Plants are producers, creating food through photosynthesis. Animals, including humans, are consumers who rely on plants and other animals for their nutrition. This interconnectedness emphasizes the importance of every component in the ecosystem. Activities in this chapter encourage students to list the food they eat daily, identify their sources, and categorize them into plant or animal origins. Such exercises deepen their understanding of the relationship between food and its sources. In conclusion, food is not just a necessity, but a link to nature, culture, and survival. By understanding where our food comes from, we appreciate the intricate connections between living beings and their environment. So, the next time you sit down for a meal, think about the journey of each ingredient, from the field or farm to your plate. Lesson 2. Components of food. Food is not just a source of energy, but also a provider of essential nutrients that our body needs to grow, repair itself, and function properly. This chapter explores the various components of food, their functions, and the importance of a balanced diet. The key components of food are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, dietary fiber, and water. Each plays a unique role in maintaining our health. 1. Carbohydrates. These are the primary source of energy for the body, found in foods like rice, bread, and potatoes. 2. Proteins. Known as the building blocks of the body, proteins are essential for growth and repair. Sources include pulses, eggs, and meat. 3. Fats. These are energy reserves that also provide insulation to the body. They are present in butter, oils, and nuts. 4. Vitamins. These are essential for various body functions and preventing diseases. For instance, vitamin A is good for eyesight, vitamin C boosts immunity, and vitamin D strengthens bones. 5. Minerals. Minerals like calcium, iron, and iodine are crucial for strong bones, blood production, and overall development. 6. Dietary fiber. Found in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, fiber aids digestion and prevents constipation. 7. Water. Water is vital for all bodily functions, including digestion, temperature regulation, and waste removal. The chapter highlights the importance of a balanced diet, which includes all these components in the right proportions. A balanced diet ensures that our body gets all the nutrients it needs to stay healthy and active. It also discusses deficiency diseases, which occur due to the lack of specific nutrients. For example, a lack of vitamin C can cause scurvy, while insufficient iron may lead to anemia. Such conditions underline the importance of a nutrient-rich diet. Activities in this chapter encourage students to test for the presence of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats in different foods using simple experiments. For instance, the iodine test reveals starch content, while a greasy spot on paper indicates fats. In conclusion, food is more than just sustenance. It is a source of life and health. Understanding its components helps us make informed choices about what we eat and ensures that we maintain a balanced diet. So, the next time you prepare your meal, think about the nutrients on your plate and how they contribute to your well-being. Lesson 3. Fiber to fabric. Clothing is an essential part of our lives, but have you ever wondered where the fabric for your clothes comes from? This chapter traces the journey of fibers, the raw materials used to make fabric, and their transformation into the textiles we use every day. It also introduces the sources of fibers and the processes involved in fabric production. Fibers are classified into two main types: natural fibers and synthetic fibers. 1. Natural fibers. These are obtained from plants and animals. For example, plant-based fibers. Cotton from cotton plants and jute from the stem of jute plants. Animal-based fibers, wool from sheep and silk from silkworms. 2. Synthetic fibers. These are man-made fibers produced from chemicals, such as nylon and polyester. The chapter explores the process of obtaining natural fibers and converting them into fabric. For instance, cotton. Cotton plants are grown in fields, and their bolls are picked when mature. The seeds are separated through a process called ginning. The cotton fiber is then spun into yarn. Jute. Jute plants are harvested during the flowering stage. The stems are soaked in water to extract fibers through retting. The fibers are then dried and spun into threads. Once the fibers are collected, they are processed to make yarn. The process of spinning involves twisting the fibers together to form a continuous thread. This yarn is further woven or knitted to create fabric. Weaving is done on looms, where two sets of yarns are interlaced, while knitting involves creating fabric by looping a single yarn continuously. The chapter also discusses the historical significance of fabrics like khadi, which symbolize India's heritage and self-reliance. It highlights the importance of traditional methods alongside modern textile production. Activities encourage students to observe the textures of different fabrics, identify natural and synthetic fibers, and even try simple weaving techniques. These hands-on experiences make the learning process interactive and engaging. In conclusion, the journey of fiber to fabric is a fascinating one, showcasing the blend of nature, science, and human creativity. By understanding this process, we develop a deeper appreciation for the clothes we wear and the effort involved in making them. So, the next time you put on your favorite outfit, remember the story of its creation from a humble fiber to a beautiful fabric. Lesson 4. Sorting materials into groups. The world around us is filled with a vast variety of objects. To understand and organize them better, we classify materials into groups based on their properties. This chapter focuses on why sorting is essential and how we use different criteria to classify materials. Objects are made from different materials, such as wood, metal, plastic, glass, and cotton. These materials are chosen based on their properties and the purpose of the object. For example, a glass is made of glass because it is transparent and hard, while clothes are made from cotton for comfort. Properties of materials. To classify materials, we look at their properties. 1. Appearance. Materials have different looks and textures. Some, like gold and silver, are shiny, while others, like wood, have a dull appearance. 2. Hardness. Materials can be hard or soft. Metals are generally hard, whereas materials like rubber are soft. 3. Transparency. Materials can be classified as transparent, Sal glass, translucent, frosted glass, or opaque, wood. 4. Solubility. Some substances dissolve in water, sugar, salt, while others do not, sand, oil. 5. Flotation. Some materials float on water, wood, plastic, while others sink. Metal, stone. 6. Magnetic property. Materials like iron, cobalt, and nickel are attracted to magnets, while others are not. Importance of sorting. Sorting materials helps us organize them for better use. For instance, in recycling, sorting materials like plastic, metal, and glass ensures efficient reuse. It also helps in understanding the suitability of materials for specific purposes. For example, using waterproof materials for raincoats and durable metals for tools. Grouping objects. Grouping is not just about physical properties. It can also be based on usage. For instance, kitchen utensils are grouped differently from gardening tools. Similarly, materials can be grouped based on their origin, like natural, wood, cotton, or man-made, plastic, nylon. Activities in this chapter include observing various objects, testing their properties, and sorting them into groups. These exercises encourage curiosity and hands-on learning, making the topic engaging and relatable. In conclusion, sorting materials into groups simplifies our understanding of the diverse world around us. It helps us make informed decisions about their use and promotes efficiency. So, the next time you handle an object, think about its properties and the group it belongs to. It's a fun and educational way to explore the material world. Lesson 5. Separation of substances. In our daily lives, we often encounter mixtures of different substances. Whether it's separating tea leaves from tea or removing pebbles from rice, the process of separation is crucial. This chapter explores the various methods of separating substances based on their properties and practical applications. Why do we need separation? Separation is essential to 1. Remove unwanted or harmful substances. 2. Obtain useful components from a mixture. 3. Purify substances for consumption or other uses. Methods of separation. The chapter introduces several techniques for separating substances, each suited to a specific type of mixture. 1. Handpicking, used for large-sized impurities, such as removing stones from grains. 2. Threshing, a method to separate grains from stalks by beating harvested crops. And 3. Winnowing, utilizes wind to separate lighter particles, like husk from heavier grains. 4. Sieving, used for separating particles of different sizes, like sand from gravel. 5. Sedimentation and decantation. Heavier particles in a liquid settle at the bottom. Sedimentation. And the clear liquid is poured off. Decantation. 6. Filtration. Used to separate insoluble solids from liquids, like tea leaves from tea. 7. Evaporation. Helps separate soluble solids from liquids, such as obtaining salt from seawater. 8. Condensation. Converts water vapor back to liquid, useful in recovering water during evaporation. 9. Distillation. A combination of evaporation and condensation to separate substances with different boiling points. Examples in everyday life. Separating butter from curd using churning, tuned. Extracting pure water from salt water using distillation. Cleaning rice and lentils before cooking using hand-picking and washing. Solubility and insolubility. The chapter also touches upon soluble substances, sugar, salt, and insoluble ones, sand, oil. Understanding solubility helps us choose appropriate separation methods. Importance of separation. Separation techniques are vital in industries, agriculture, and daily household activities. For example, separating metals from ores in mining or purifying water for drinking. Activities include hands-on experiments like filtering muddy water or evaporating salt water to observe salt crystals. These practical exercises enhance understanding and make the learning process enjoyable. In conclusion, the separation of substances is a fascinating topic that combines science with practicality. By learning these methods, we not only solve everyday problems, but also understand the underlying principles of nature. So the next time you sieve flour or filter tea, remember the science behind it and the importance of these techniques in our lives. Lesson 6. Changes around us. Change is a constant part of our lives. From day turning into night to water freezing into ice, changes are happening all around us. This chapter explores the different types of changes and their characteristics, helping us understand the dynamic nature of the world. Types of changes. Changes can be categorized based on their properties. 1. Reversible changes. These are changes that can be undone or reversed. For example, melting ice into water is reversible, as water can be frozen back into ice. 2. Irreversible changes. These changes cannot be undone. For instance, burning paper results in ash, which cannot be turned back into paper. Other classifications of changes. Natural changes. These occur naturally without human intervention, like the blooming of flowers or the formation of clouds. But man-made changes. These are caused by human actions such as building roads or cooking food. Periodic changes, changes that repeat at regular intervals, like the phases of the moon or the rising and setting of the sun. Non-periodic changes. These occur irregularly, like earthquakes or accidents. Physical changes, changes that do not alter the material's composition, such as cutting paper or boiling water. Chemical changes, changes that result in the formation of new substances like rusting of iron or cooking food, was examples of changes. Stretching a rubber band, reversible, physical. Baking a cake, irreversible, chemical. Folding and unfolding a paper, reversible, physical. Breaking a glass, irreversible, physical. Factors that influence changes. Certain factors can affect how and why changes occur. Temperature. Heating or cooling can cause changes. For example, heating butter melts it, while cooling water freezes it. Pressure. Applying pressure can change the shape of objects like molding clay. Mixing substances. Combining substances can lead to new changes, such as mixing vinegar and baking soda to produce carbon dioxide. Activities and observations. This chapter encourages students to observe changes in their surroundings and classify them. Activities like melting wax, dissolving salt in water, or burning a candle help illustrate reversible and irreversible changes. Significance of understanding changes. Understanding changes is crucial in everyday life and industries. For instance, knowing reversible changes helps in recycling, while understanding chemical changes aids in cooking and manufacturing. In conclusion, changes around us make the world dynamic and fascinating. By studying these changes, we gain insight into the nature of materials and processes. So, take a closer look at the transformations happening around you and appreciate the science that makes them possible. Lesson 7. Getting to know plants. Plants are an integral part of our ecosystem, providing us with food, oxygen, and numerous other resources. This chapter explores a fascinating world of plants, helping us understand their structure, classification, and functions in detail. Parts of a plant. A plant consists of several parts, each performing unique and essential roles. 1. Roots. Roots anchor the plant in the soil and absorb water and nutrients. There are two main types of roots. Taproots, found in plants like mustard, where a single main root grows deep into the soil. Fibrous roots, found in plants like grass where a network of roots spreads out near the surface. Roots may also store food, like in carrots and radishes. 2. Stem. The stem supports the plant and transports water, minerals, and food between roots and leaves. Stems can store food, for example, sugarcane, and even perform photosynthesis in some plants like cactus. 3. Leaves. Leaves are the food factories of plants, conducting photosynthesis to produce energy. They have tiny pores called stomata for gas exchange. The process of water loss through leaves is called transpiration. 4. Flowers. Flowers are the reproductive parts of a plant. They have various parts like sepals, petals, stamens, and pistils, each playing a role in reproduction. Classification of plants. Plants can be broadly classified into 3 categories based on their size and structure. 1. Herbs. Small non-woody plants with soft stems, like mint and coriander. 2. Shrubs. Medium-sized plants with woody stems, like rose and hibiscus. 3. Trees. Tall, woody plants with a single main trunk, like mango and neem. Additional categories. Creepers. Plants with weak stems that spread along the ground like pumpkin. Climbers. Plants that need support to grow upwards, like money plant. Functions and features of leaves. The chapter highlights the importance of leaves. Photosynthesis. Leaves convert sunlight into food using chlorophyll. Venation. The arrangement of veins in a leaf can be reticulate, net-like, or parallel. Activities and observations. Students are encouraged to observe different types of roots and leaves. Perform experiments to study transpiration and photosynthesis. Classify plants in their surroundings based on size and structure. Significance of plants. Plants are essential for life on Earth. They provide oxygen, food, shelter, and even regulate the climate. Understanding their structure and functions deepens our appreciation for their role in sustaining life. In conclusion, plants are not just green organisms, but a vital part of our existence. By learning about their parts, classification, and functions, we uncover the secrets of their survival and their importance in the ecosystem. Take a moment to observe a plant today and marvel at its complexity and beauty. Lesson 8. Body movements. The ability to move is one of the most fascinating characteristics of living beings. This chapter dives into the intricate mechanisms of body movements, focusing on the human body, animal locomotion, and the role of different structures that facilitate movement. Movement in the human body. The human body is a marvel of engineering, with various parts working in harmony to enable movement. Key components include 1. Bones. Bones form the framework of our body, known as the skeleton. The skeleton provides shape, support, and protection to internal organs. There are 206 bones in an adult human body. 2. Joints. Joints are the points where 2 bones meet, allowing movement. Types of joints include ball and socket joint. Allows rotational movement, for example, shoulder-hip. Hinge joint enables bending and straightening, for example, knee, elbow. Pivot joint allows rotation, for example, neck. Fixed joints do not allow movement, for example, skull. 3. Cartilage, a soft and flexible tissue that cushions joints and reduces friction. 4. Muscles. Muscles work in pairs to pull bones, enabling movement. When one muscle contracts, the other relaxes. Movement in animals. Animals exhibit a wide variety of movements adapted to their environment and lifestyle. Examples include toe earthworms, use muscles and tiny bristles on their body to move through soil. Snails glide on a muscular foot, secreting mucus for smooth movement. Fish swim using fins and a streamlined body. Birds fly with the help of wings and lightweight hollow bones. Snakes slither using their flexible backbone and muscles. Insects move using legs and some fly using wings. The importance of movement. Movement is essential for survival, enabling animals to find food, escape predators, and adapt to their environment. In humans, movement is crucial for performing daily tasks and maintaining health. Activities and observations. The chapter encourages students to observe their own body movements, like bending and stretching. Study the movements of animals in their surroundings. Identify different types of joints and their functions. Interesting facts. The human skull is made up of 22 bones. The backbone, or spine, is made up of 33 small bones called vertebrae. The longest bone in the human body is the femur, thigh bone. In conclusion, the study of body movements reveals the complexity and efficiency of living organisms. By understanding how different structures work together, we gain a deeper appreciation for the wonders of nature. So, stretch, bend, and observe the movements around you to experience the magic of motion firsthand. Understanding science is not just about passing exams, but also about appreciating the wonders of the natural world. These lessons not only build knowledge, but also inspire curiosity and critical thinking. Watch, learn, and share this video to make science learning accessible and enjoyable for all. This video concludes the first part of our detailed study of Class 6 Science. In the next video, we will cover the remaining lessons, delving deeper into exciting topics. Stay tuned for more engaging content to help you ace your CTET preparation and enrich your teaching journey. Officers.